Pakistan began their Asia Cup campaign with an emphatic 238-run victory over Nepal. Skipper Babar Azam fired a warning to his rivals with a brilliant 151. Pakistan are the world's top-ranked ODI side and will enter the clash against arch-rivals India full of confidence. But do they enter the clash as favourites? That's what we'll be discussing on this edition of WION World of Sport Extra. I'm Vidur Kathuria and I'm joined by our sports editor Digvijay Singh Deo and my colleague Nikhil Mathur. Digvijay, Pakistan couldn't have made a better start to their campaign.
Why aren't you putting me on the mat?
I'll do that later.
But
We'll build up.
What's with the new look?
Well,
Vidur getting ready for the World Cup, is he?
Yeah.
All previous viewers of WION World of Sport Extra.
I'm finished with all experiments.
No experimentation. But clearly, listen, irrespective that it's Nepal, they did have Pakistan in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, and Babar Azam bailed Pakistan out from that situation, and obviously towards the end, Iftikhar came and smashed those runs, which he's sort of used to. Pakistan very similar to India in terms of that template, and that's, I think, been the problem for Indian cricket as well. Top 3, top 4, very reliant on them. But we had the top 2 failing, Rizwan didn't get too many, and then it was Babar Azam and somebody in that middle order getting the runs for Pakistan. And then the bowling, we've spoken about it, has always been Pakistan's strength. I think they go in marginally ahead, if not 50-50. I'll get into trouble if I say this, but I just think it's the only thing that could make it even is the fact that this game was in Multan and it's going to be a new venue for both teams.
Yeah.
But I just think Pakistan have been sort of playing this format. They've been playing consistently for a while. The Indian team has been chopping and changing for obvious reasons. You know, West Indies different team, and Ireland different team, and all of that. So if the Indian team thought that, oh, you know what, we've always got the rub of the green against Pakistan, well, I think this is a warning.
Definitely. I mean, and as Digvijay mentioned, India have been experimenting. They don't have as much match practice as Pakistan. So
I'll just rephrase. They have match practice, but not the order. Not the correct, the final 11, which is probably going to play the start of this tournament and the World Cup.
Yeah. I think in this match, for me, Pakistan are the favourites for the simple 2 reasons that Digvijay mentioned. First is Babar Azam's form.
Yeah.
What an inning, 151, pure joy to watch. And then because Pakistan have a settled playing 11, they know their roles. India are still trying to figure that out. The middle order, it's because KL Rahul is also not available, so they are it's a mess. The middle order is a mess. With Pakistan, they know, the openers know what their job is. With Babar Azam coming in at number 3 and then Rizwan coming at number 4 and Iftikhar finishing it off, I think they have a settled batting lineup. And against India, if you have a left-arm pacer in Shaheen Shah, I mean, Indian batters are known to be not good players of left-arm pacers. So I think in this match particularly, Pakistan are the favourites. Maybe going in the tournament, India, when they have a settled batting 11 or the playing 11, then maybe they can, be the favourite.
I disagree in terms of just one thing. When you say that it's a settled 11, I think they still have a problem 5, 6 and 7. Because Iftikhar didn't come, he came 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
He came 6 and it came good. But it doesn't happen all the time because Pakistan are too top reliant. 1, 2 and 3 for them, Fakhar Zaman, Imamul Haq and Babar Azam. They've sort of been the most consistent top 3 in world cricket since the last World Cup. And that's, again, I'm going back to what the problem with India, Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. And we saw that in the Champions Trophy 2017 final. The moment you get there and get that out, you put the middle order under pressure. The good thing for them is the middle order has come under pressure and Iftikhar came good. But you still need the likes of Shadab and whoever else sort of play 5 and 7 to sort of come good. I just think that for Pakistan as well, this is, when it comes to India-Pakistan games, I always feel that the Indians handle the occasion better.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I was asking. So, is the pressure on India or is the pressure on Pakistan? Who has more pressure on themselves heading into this?
It doesn't matter to the Indian team if they win or lose this game. I think we've seen that, especially in crunch World Cup games. You go back to all the ODI World Cups, India's never lost to Pakistan. You look at even the T20 World Cup. India lost one in Dubai, but the last one, when India were seemingly out of it, both of us were in office that day, were
of
we?
course.
Yeah. And Virat Kohli won it single-handedly. I mean, you thought that after 10 overs, they'd have what, 45 for whatever, 4 and down and out? But they got what, 60, 70 odd last 4 overs?
Yeah.
So that Pakistan cracked under pressure. So I think it means a lot more to Pakistan to win. But the good thing for Pakistan is it's not happening on their home turf. So that pressure isn't as much as it would have been had this match been played in Lahore or at the National Stadium in Karachi.
Of course.
But Pakistan have also played much more cricket in Sri Lanka than India over the last few years.
Yeah.
Not just the last 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. Babar Azam
probably is.
They played 2 test series there.
Pakistan is an away game for him right now because he's been there. He's played the PSL, the Sri Lanka League as well. And second highest scorer there, scored 100. So Babar Azam has conditioned himself very well. So I think no batter in this Asia Cup, barring the Lankans, outside of the Lankan team, have spent more time getting ready for the conditions than Babar Azam.
Yeah, I think they played Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, and Babar Azam got out on a duck in the first match and then scored 2 50s. But I think India have more match winners. You know, on their day, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli can single-handedly take the game away. But I feel like Pakistan, like I remember the T20 World Cup where Babar Azam and Rizwan were opening, and you know they were. They are still top heavy, but then they made the change, and you know Fakhar Zaman, who has a great record against India, and Imam Ulaq. So then they have their 2 openers who are formidable, and Babar Azam and Rizwan playing at number 4 to provide them a little bit more of a stability. And then even the all-rounder, the spinner.
Shadab.
He also had a decent
4 wickets yesterday.
Yeah, 4 wickets, and he also had a decent outing in Sri Lanka where he came out and you know smoked the bowlers for like 30, 40 of 20 balls. So I think that's what again I'm saying. That's why I think they have a settled in comparison to India. They have a settled playing 11. The players know their role.
The bowling at least is their strength, right? It's those same 5 and 6 bowlers all the time, and it's been that core that last T20 World Cup final they reached. That was that core again. Afridi, Haris Rauf, Nawaz, Wasim, and Shadab Khan, you know. So I just think that the bowling will deliver.
Yeah.
They will shackle the Indians. And obviously, conditions in Sri Lanka, you don't know what, until we see the game, which is today. We'll know what the conditions are, but you expect it to be sort of flat decks, lot of runs over there. Or it could be sluggish. Only 2 things are possible. It's not going to seem much. The new ball will seem, and that's where this guy comes into the picture. But I also think that India also have Bumrah who makes the ball talk.
But we'll
discuss that tomorrow. We're just looking at Pakistan. I just think it's a huge statement of intent to recover from the position they were. 124 for 5.
Yeah, I think this was the perfect match for them to set up the India clash. Obviously, they're world number 15, not the strongest opposition, but their premier batter Babar Azam getting runs, coming out of a difficult positions, the bowlers doing well. I think it was a perfect preparation for a clash like that, and that will give them a slight advantage.
I think it's important you bring this up because all the time they end up playing India, it's always the first game of the tournament. And then the pressure sort of creeps in and gradually gets there. I just think that you look at the T20 World Cup first game, ODI World Cup first game, T20 World Cup Dubai first game. I just think that now they've got this win under their belt and they will realize, so you know what, we lost Fakhar Zaman and Imam Ulaq early, but we still got to 350, 43 and 40 odd. And that's more than enough for that bowling to think. I think for Pakistan, you go back to the ODI World Cup as well. Pressure, batting first, didn't get the runs. So I just think that against India, if they get 260, 270 odd, they'll back themselves. They need to get that much against India. And then put the pressure back. But okay, if you bat first, you get out for 230, 240, I mean, they'll chase it down. I think it's psychologically, you need to get above 270. And then it's a 5.5 and over chase. And then put the Indians under pressure. And conversely, if India are batting, don't allow them to get more than 250. Anything more than that, they'll struggle because even though we speak about the fact that the Indian bowling is unsettled, there's still wicket-taking bowlers there.
If India bat first and score less than 250, I think they have the betting lineup because they don't have power hitters. But Babar Azam and Rizwan,
they're grinders.
Grinders.
And Nikhil, what we saw yesterday, is we saw all three formats of sort of test batting.
Yeah.
So Babar, if I'm getting it right, first 50, 72 balls. Then he went from 50 to 100 in about 36, 37 balls.
Yeah.
And his last 50 came off 22.
Yeah.
And Iftikhar also started off, I think, 50
Yeah.
of 31, 34, 35. No, he was 34, 35 off that many balls. And then he took off. So you have to that's the beauty of I think, ODIs now, because you don't play it so often.
Yeah.
It's how do you pace yourself in your batting? What is the right way to pace yourself?
I think you touched upon this. I think that's one of the reasons why Virat Kohli has been probably the greatest ODI batter in the 21st century. Well, definitely one of the greatest ODI batters, because that's
Last 15
exactly
years,
that's
He paces
exactly what he
himself.
did. He paced himself, and then when he gets going, he's almost unstoppable. So do you think, and Virat Kohli, let's remember, he hasn't had like a consecutive number of ODI games coming into this. So he's also a little short of match practice. He didn't play every game against West Indies. But again, this is the World Cup. Now he is definitely going to play every game. And this is his strongest format. Now he has to prove, I think he will want to prove that he is still the premier batter in ODI cricket.
And Asian cricket, because see, let's be fair, Babar Azam has
World
always,
cricket.
Babar Azam has always sort of modeled his game on Virat Kohli. And it's always sort of, you look at Babar Azam's scores against India, be it T20 or be it ODIs, he's not got too many.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a 50 against India in ODIs, and he's got that 168 odd in that T20 World Cup when he and Rizwan played that 150 odd chase without losing a wicket. That's it, and the rest of the matches that he's played, he's probably got 30, 40 more runs. So the pressure's on Babar Azam, in fact, as well, that you have put up these claims and these numbers, oh, we're going to be ready, we are confident, but you haven't scored runs against India. And we all know, in India-Pakistan game, irrespective of who wins or loses, you do well, you earn the headlines the next morning.
Yeah, of course, I remember all these left-handed openers, Saeed Anwar, Salman, but would be out of form, but they would just come to India or play against India and score runs. I would like Salman, but was in the worst form of his life, but he came to India and scored runs. Same for Saeed Anwar. He was
forgetting a time, Shoaib Malik used to get a lot of runs against India.
Exactly. So I think left-handers and Pakistani openers for India are kind of a nightmare. Coming back to Virat Kohli, you said he has something to prove. I was watching his recent interview and he said that I have nothing to prove. He said when I couldn't score that 100 after 2-3 years, I scored that 100 for 2 seconds when I raised my bat, and he said that I was thinking for this 2 seconds of the feeling, I was reading for 2 years. What for? Just for 2 seconds. So I think he's mentally in a very great space.
No, I'm disappointed with that comment.
Yeah, he just said that.
I'll tell you why.
What?
Look at what it meant to Sachin Tendulkar to win that World Cup.
No, that's true, but he just said that.
So I know. I'm coming back to that. It clearly means a lot, right? To win that World Cup.
Yeah.
Virat has won a World Cup once with that Indian team in 11 with Sachin, Yuvraj, Dhoni. But what has he done after that? What have India won?
I mean, winning. I don't think you can compare winning a World Cup and scoring a century.
You think that the pressure and the dread moment of I am not scoring 100 for like 2 years. I mean, it is nothing in terms of that. He was scoring runs. He
No, but when you say nothing to prove, or they doesn't give me that satisfaction, I think there I have a problem. The hunger has to be there. You may score runs, you may not score runs. The team has to win. Ultimately, this is not about an individual effort. Individual effort, go home, play the nets.
No,
you are playing for a team. And when you play for a team, the team comes first. So you score runs, the team wins or not, that makes a difference. This is not tennis. This is not Tsitsipas saying, I'm not blaming my coaching staff, I'm the one playing. No, I'm sorry. I mean, I have a serious problem with this.
Yeah, but
this is not about individuals.
I think it was
and I think
that
Indian
100.
cricket has had that problem. It's what Mr. Gavaskar has said, or Kapil Dev has said, that it's all very individualistic, and then you come together and play a tournament. You can only win as a team if you play as a team, if you believe in each other as a team. I think the comment was also what Ashwin said, I have no friends in the team. But that is also, you look at the Aussie squad,
but
the women's squad, men's squad, you look at the camaraderie in the English squad, especially after going 2-0 down in the Ashes.
But I think that's also because they don't play that many ODIs together. Some are T20
So
some are Test.
isn't the onus then on a very senior player like Virat Kohli, former captain, to get everyone together, along with Rohit Sharma?
I mean, I kind of...
We saw the lovely pictures in the West Indies, all of them together.
Yeah.
Right? So this is where I have a problem.
No,
Anyway, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you just want to look at this.
The boss taking a call.
I just don't like that, because This is not tennis. This is not badminton. This is a
No,
team
I think
sport.
the war is more on the fan army on Twitter, but I think
No, but what was the exact words you said?
no. He said that he was dreading that 100. He was not able to score that for 2 years. He said for that 2 second of relief, I was just dreading that moment for 2 years where it was nothing. Like the feeling went in 2 seconds. So he
But
was
again,
like,
it's personal milestone.
See, whether he admits it or not, it was a monkey off his back.
Yeah.
There was intense pressure on him to score a century. Virat Kohli, one of the greatest players ever, did not score an international
Since
century
2019.
for more than
4
3
years.
years. 1,000 days, 1,000 days,
1,000,
whatever.
I think he scored in the
T20.
Kolkata Test.
Yeah.
No, Kolkata Test
Against
match.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh,
Ping
and
ball
then the
test.
pandemic
Yeah,
happened,
yeah.
and then.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
let's
yeah.
look at the poll. Babar fires a warning to Pakistan start favourites. 42% saying yes, 57.9% saying no. Close. I thought it would be 10%
Yeah,
yes
yeah.
and 90%
especially in an ODI World Cup,
Yeah.
India are definitely the favorites.
no. Okay.
Okay, we'll obviously build up to the big match more on Friday.
24 hours from now.
Yes. So what do we have on our show today?
Just mentioned Tsitsipas, but the other one, Nikhil has to take this because he had spotted a trend about Casper Ruud and so.
No, if you're watching our live day before yesterday, I said for Casper Ruud, it's either the final or second round. If you go back to the last 6 Grand Slams, either he reaches the final or gets out in the second round. And that's what I said in the live. If he loses this round, fine. If he wins, he will go to the final. So clearly, he is not going to the final.
So that means going to the Australian Open, if he wins the second round,
now
then he's
it's a big
going to
thing.
be in the final.
Australian Open, if he reaches the final, I mean, then it's
And then he's going to lose to Djokovic.
Or Nadal.
Yeah.
Nadal again.
Maybe.
Rafa Nadal's coming back. One last tour, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else do we have?
You have cricket action.
Lots of cricket, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mitchell,
So obviously this match.
yeah, and Mitchell Marsh scoring an unbeaten 92, his highest score in T20, and leading the Aussies.
He's captain, yeah.
And thumping South Africa, but what, 120 some runs? I mean, and South
I'm
Africa.
intrigued by South Africa, actually.
And to be fair
Yes.
to them, they were playing their first international match in 5 months.
No, irrespective, but
They
the
don't
South
play as
Africa
much,
team,
yeah.
when I
Of
was
course.
growing up,
Yeah.
grew up sort of following, a consistent team. Okay, they choked at the World Cup stage, but I mean, they're very consistent and difficult to beat.
Yeah.
They wouldn't get hammered like this.
Lopsided match between Australia and South Africa, I don't remember many,
And
Used to be
at a time when Australia were the
4 debutants
top
they had.
Yes.
team
Yeah.
in world cricket, the only team which troubled them
Well,
were the
South
South
Africa.
Africans who would
Correct.
win in South Africa,
Yeah.
and the Australians would win in South Africa.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the World Cup, heading into the World Cup. One of the best talents in world cricket as of now is not going to be at the World Cup. That is Harry Brook. But he fired a timely
I think Harry Brook is going to come back. And
I also
we
think
spoke
so.
about
I
this.
also
It
think
was-
so.
I said
Yeah.
that I don't agree with this. I have a feeling that they have made a mistake.
Yeah.
And Harry Brook's going to be in that team, especially after the runs he scored. I think this is his audition this series against the Kiwis.
He scored a 27 ball 43 as England comfortably beat New Zealand in the first 20.
What would Pakistan do to have Harry Brook in that squad? They need somebody there.
and
So do
he-
India.
Yeah.
Without Rishabh Pant, anybody would take him.
And he scored a 41 ball century in the 100 just
Yeah.
a few days back.
Yeah.
So he is definitely making a very, very strong case. And England captain Joss Butler has said that the door is not closed for him to make
Yeah.
the World Cup squad.
You make what historical blunders are this? I don't think they're going to make that. And what else? What else is happening?
And we
What's happening?
have
Football? Chelsea winning?
Yeah.
Chelsea, Enzo Fernandez getting on the score sheet. That's big. And what else do we have? I think
Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao, remember him? The Philippines senator, the legend, the pound for pound best fighter across weight divisions, wants to play at the Olympic Games in Paris.
Wow.
But he's going to be 45 then. Well done.
Age is just a number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wishing him all the best. But he's true legend. And I tell you something, if Manny Pacquiao makes up his mind, and he decided to contest the elections for president, came third.
Yeah.
Credible. It wasn't just any other contender. He came third. So if he wants to be at the Olympics, bet your dollar he's going to be there. That and more, 6:30 p.m. India.
India.